Hi, I'm Lori, and I live in the Midwest in the United States.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Northern England in the UK, and we are into the blue channeling the Pleiadians.
I am a Reiki master. I do channelings, I do oracle card readings. I'm a published author and poet, and I started connecting in with the Pleiadians. I guess it's been a couple years. And from there, I met Sarah in a book club and instantly felt connected to her. And the next thing you know, we meet up.
So I'm based here in by the Peak District National Park in Northern England, and I'm a yoga and meditation teacher as well as a Reiki practitioner. And I have been helping people with complex and chronic health conditions. And I'm also an Akashic Records reader, a medium, and now a channel, which feels good to say.
We started realizing we had a lot of similarities. And as she opened up the Akashic Records, I too am medium channeler and all of those things, but I was going to let her do the reading on me. But the next thing we know, I'm in the Akashic with her in our joint records, and we are starting to see and hear the same things. I had already been connecting with this group of Pleiadians in the Pleiades star system and getting messages and downloads. And then Sarah starts to receive the same insight while we're in the Akashic Records. And we start to realize we are supposed to co-channel this group of beings to bring forth messages to the collective for their greatest good.
So here we are. Let's get started.
I feel an intense pressure in my heart center. Do you?
Yeah, I get what's called I call it like the swirly energies where like it'll, do that rhythm of like circle, 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 circle back. That's how I can always tell when it just starts happening. I'll feel my crown open up above.
Okay, so I'll ask to connect to the Pleiadian group of nine.
My crown is tingling.
Yeah, in the back of my neck. It said, welcome, greetings. Thank you for your presence today.
I'm still feeling it pull in. Hang on one sec.
Mhm. I see the table, but it's a little different. I see more like shadows today. I don't know if you see that. Like there's light bodies, but there's also like it almost looks like pillars with like sh shadowy bits between the pillars. That's the kind of what I'm seeing.
I'm getting more of the feeling and the knowing. The visuals are still coming in. It's the feeling. Yeah, it feels more. Uh, the vibe I'm getting is more like because the very first thing I heard was like, we're here to impart some higher wisdom. It sounded like it was like, I won't say heavier topic, but it felt like a little deeper. And so
Yes,
they felt more stoic. It didn't feel
yes,
quite as like lighthearted of sorts. Like
yes. I, I
and
I hear that too coming in that they want to talk to us uh about a denser topic.
mhm. Yeah. And I'm seeing the card I pulled that's pulling up in front of me about the guardians of the land, protection, knowing thyself. It seems to have to do with that. My crown is tingling.
So would you like to channel a message about the planet Earth or Gaia or anything? Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, I'm hearing more. Yeah. Like, has to do with like seeing a tree of like, it has to do with being rooted in. rooted
Yeah.
in with yourself. And then I'm seeing like swirly stuff going around, almost like denser energy kind of going around this tree. The tree is representative of us and the need to be rooted in the midst of a storm that you feel outside of you. But by going
Yes.
within, that is where, and I'm feeling the air quotes, protection truly lies, where you find yourself rooted in to all that is. Just getting, yeah, a lot of imagery about trees and it swaying back and forth and then like swirling energy around that tree.
Yes, and I feel a density in the pit of my stomach, like a bad gut feeling, like
Yep.
lately of
Yep.
they're wanting to talk about the challenges on Earth right now,
Yep.
and
Yep.
they're acknowledging that it's a difficult and challenging time of conflict and war and challenges for the planet Earth. And they see and they acknowledge the struggle and the deep sadness that a lot of humanity are currently experiencing.
Yep. I'm getting full body chills right as you said that.
They want us to know that there is a huge amount of protection and a huge amount of care and support coming to humanity to ease through these last struggles of the 3D.
Yep.
These oh it feels very oppressive. They're giving me a very oppressive, very
Yeah.
um difficult, challenging feeling, and they're acknowledging the death, the tragedy and the trauma across multiple places on the planet through war, through starvation, through humans doing terrible things to one another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. The phrase the whole time you were seeing and relaying, I'm hearing the same stuff, and I kept hearing someone, one of them, like someone just saying, like, you are not alone. You are not. It's almost like this beautiful singing in the background, and I'm just hearing like, you are not alone. You are not alone. I'm seeing a lot of enveloping energy of love and support.
Yeah.
Very tender, like a mother, like wrapping a child. It has a lot of this energy to it in the midst of the oppressive energy, which is so interesting. That's how can definitely tell this is coming in because my mood was anything but this feeling before we
Yes.
jumped on the call. I was very high vibrational, but I can definitely tell they are showing us this pocket of oppression that the collective is feeling, and that it's very hard. If people feel like it's very hard, like I'm seeing like people kind of bent over, like, like basically ready to like cave and give up because it's just so heavy. And a lot of people are just tired of kind of running the race and feels like, the wind is at their back, pushing them down. I'm kind of just getting a lot of that imagery, but in the same breath of imagery, I'm getting this love light, like wrapping and protecting everybody in the midst of it, even though you cannot feel it, it is there. This is fascinating.
Yes. And oh, it's making me want to cry. They're saying
Hmm.
they're acknowledging the lives cut short right now through tragedy and conflict and disease. And they want us to know and to convey that whilst it seems to not have anything to do with, humanity lifting and rising to a higher frequency, it is a part of the plan, so to
Hmm.
speak. And this this image that they're giving of protection and care is what they're giving to the souls who are passing over to the spirit side, be it because of bombing or they're starving.
Yep.
They just want to know, they want us to know and to convey that these spirits are being helped and they're being held and given so much love. And yeah, as
Yep.
challenging as this moment on Earth seems, yeah, we do have so much care and support that is beyond what people can see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Like,
yes, I'm seeing a healing chamber of light that literally, as you were talking about those souls, it was almost like they were just being rushed in and like wrapped in this healing chamber of light where their souls are just at rest and at peace. It's very beautiful.
yes.
Very beautiful. My goodness.
I see that too. And they're saying that, you know, if a soul has passed on through a very traumatic death or a traumatic set of life circumstances, they are kind of given this extra layer of healing time.
Yep.
This is what they're showing us with this light chamber, but they're given, you know, extra opportunity for, to heal and recover, I suppose, from
Yes.
what's happened.
This came through a reading just this week that I had with a client. Very same thing. I'm getting the same imagery. Um, it was a semi-mediumship reading, and it's exactly what I'm seeing through this too. I'm also hearing a lot of gratitude of what these souls on the planet that are going through some of this oppressive, whether it's, you know, at the high end, the extreme of, you know, the war, the famine, you know, whatever it is that they might be enduring in their area. But it's also, you know, for on a individual level where it may be an oppressive boss or, you know, a situation like that. I mean, they're all equally challenging right now, and everybody is really feeling that. But these souls that are exiting and whatnot, just sending gratitude for the space that they held for the collective and how they're showing us that there is light on the other side. You know, it has something to do with that effect of that, letting that be a reminder that this is not all there is. Um, there is better to come, whether that is, you know, in a healing chamber of light, or that is just the energy lifting up off of you for, you know, an hour, a day, a week, you know, whatever that is. Just look to that example of these souls that are going through these challenging times, and just knowing that they're held, supported, loved, and you too are in your moment as well, even though you're still here in this incarnation.
Yes, I'm also getting, they want to highlight from the spiritual perspective on this and how, I mean, it seems awful, you know, if someone has died during war or for a reason that is tragic. It seems from the human perspective to be, you know, a terrible tragedy. But they want to remind us that all souls before going into an incarnation plan their life's
Mhm.
lessons, and so much of this was planned
Yes.
and is planned, and it is, they're saying, the courageous soul that choose to take on these very difficult lifetime experiences, but they are it's from a place of autonomy and you know, through their own self-choice that they're taking on these lessons, and
Yep.
it's all part of all that is, and expanding the consciousness of everything
Yes.
on.
Yes.
I'm seeing like the universe like expanding, like just like trying to convey the sense of like all that is like everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
obviously, planet Earth can seem like a tiny little speck in this bigger picture, but what's happening on planet Earth is of conscious consequence
Yes.
to everything.
Yes. That is a very
Oh,
strong
yes, I
message.
just got really intentional.
That's what I was just about to say. I'm like, that is, I hope everybody listening maybe replay that back twice, what you just said. My whole body has been going off when you started into that. Incredible chills, incredible tingling on my crown. That is the message of this. So that is what's needing to be, okay, yeah, it's really pouring in. So that's what's really needing to be conveyed out of this. Yes, there is heavy, there is sorrow, there is this oppressive feeling of sorts, but the reminder that everything is planned, every soul's plan. We can't see and understand all the intricacies of what each soul's incarnation's plan is, but it fits together not only for their life, but as part of the whole, as for the whole collective, showing us ways that we can mirror some of these lessons, learn from these things that are going on the planet. How can we show love, light, humility, kindness, generosity to others through those examples, and in the midst of such duality, that we are able to show the other side, that we are able to show something different in the midst of the storm. But I'm also hearing to remove the judgment. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is no, it's literally experience. It's all about experience. And that's really, that's definitely wanting to kind of be portrayed of, just view everything from a broader perspective. When you start to feel that you're so down in it, and you kind of get the tunnel vision, to pull up and look at the broader perspective from a bigger, wider, expansive view, and how it's all playing into the whole role of humanity and where we are headed. And where we are headed is hope. Where we are headed is a better way and a better life, if you want to classify it as better. I'm kind of putting that in air quotes, but we are moving towards something out of this that will have a lighter feel to it.
Yes. And they're acknowledging when these big world events are happening and climate change is occurring and everything seems completely out of individual control or influence, to know that you do have some power.
Mhm.
If you're not powerless,
Right.
and to focus on compassion for yourself in
Mm.
particular, and also for as many others that you can manage, and also focus on gratitude
Yep.
for the positives. And that's not quite the right word, but the things that you are grateful for, all, and it
Yep.
can be the smallest things, but the focusing on love, compassion, and gratitude is what every individual can do for the greater good and to help raise vibrations.
Yep. And I don't know if you're hearing it, but I'm seeing it very loud about the 3-step process that you and I
Okay.
both have been, I can't, as you were saying, you were really kind of lining it out there, and they were saying the 3-step process, that is the gateway out of the oppressive, heavy, dense feeling. So to kind of remind everyone of that, of to have the first off, is the self-love. So by loving yourself and not needing to go outside of yourself to get love, but by literally feeling into your heart center, connecting with the universe, source, God, whatever label you give it, by connecting with that higher, deeper love, feeling that in and of yourself, and standing true in that level of love then brings forth the empowerment energy. So that is how you get rid of the fear, by just what you said, You are not powerless. It's not that you don't have any control. You have all the control. When you don't feel like you can control anything outside of you, you control what's with inside of you. And that's how you eradicate the fear and the oppressive feeling, because you stand in your power through that gateway of self-love. So through the gateway of self-love, you bring forth the empowerment energies that let you stand in the knowing that everything is okay and everything is going to be okay, even when it doesn't feel like that, and that you can control your mind, body, and soul. And then that's what transcends you to living in the world, but not, I guess, absorbing all of the world is kind of what I'm being shown. So that way you can stand in your own power, knowing and love, and it will always be enough. But then this then transmutes and goes out to the collective. So you are then sharing that light without it being kind of taken from you of sorts. You are sharing it because you have an abundance flowing in continually, that you then stand in the empowerment and can transcend and go into a new state of consciousness while you're still in this density.
Yes, well put.
That just flowed in.
Yes, absolutely. I think they're also drawing my attention to the situation with Gaia, Mother Earth.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
seeing a lot of dead birds, to be honest. I'm seeing it must be about the avian flu. Um, and they're also showing all kinds of livestock in distress. They're saying this is a turning point, that many of the practices for creating food are not sustainable, and they're hurting Mother Earth, and this is her response to shake things up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'm hearing still all parts of the whole. It's still part of the process of the shedding, the things changing, going to a more, what you said, sustainable way. I'm hearing back when you said the climate change aspect too. It's nothing's wrong with like Gaia. There's nothing wrong with planet Earth. She too is purging and going through her cycles just as we are individually, and this is part of it. Um, it's still that theme of, death, birth, renewal. I'm seeing that with the animals and the actual vegetation, plant life.
yeah, but they're basically showing, reminding
Hmm.
about how a lot of what humans are doing, with livestock, with ways that they're farming,
Yep,
is not sustainable.
yep,
And yes, again, it's a tipping point where we can make better choices.
yep,
And again, the individual has the power to make better or more sustainable purchasing decisions,
yep.
which can improve things. But ultimately, I think what they're showing with this is it's a reaction to the sickness.
Mm,
There's a sickness in inhumane ways of treating other beings on this
mhm,
planet, and it's come to a point of reckoning.
mhm.
They said you
I'm
will get
hearing.
through it. The it's we're going to get past this,
Yep.
but change is warranted and required.
That's what I was hearing. And it starts with you. I'm hearing it starts with you, like on the each individual, like you said, the individual choice. So you may think you're just one, and that doesn't make an impact, but one makes another, makes another, makes another. And just as we have seen changes in the past that we didn't think, we would be at this stage, um, we can move with the higher okay, it's the higher frequencies that are coming in will allow more am I saying the rapidity of change, to go forth where you will see more of those results in a quicker way, as we maybe didn't see that in the past. So that would maybe lead to frustration of it not getting the results we want. But I'm being shown, like, look at grocery stores now. There's organic food everywhere, as an option, in that even, 10 years ago, sometimes it was hard pressed to find those things in an average grocery store. So, they're saying stay with it. There is momentum towards, a better uh, outcome to kind
Yes.
of have more, like you said, humane ways of doing things.
Yeah, and they're also showing me like a supermarket scene with all the different alternative non-dairy
Yes,
milks,
that's
and
what I'm saying too.
yeah, seeing lots of stacks of milk of the not milk with the the star in it.
Yep.
And they're saying, the options have never been better to
Yeah.
make different choices. Um,
Yeah.
but they're saying to me that they don't really love almond milk, which I remember receiving. I kind of asked a question actually about which milk would you recommend, but like they don't love almond milk because it uses up so much water to produce almonds. So they advise for the other alternative milks preferably. But
Fascinating, because this is stuff I could never come up with. I wouldn't have
well,
even
sure.
thought
Like,
about
they're
almond milk.
saying that they're trying to give me a factoid about how much water it takes to produce like 1 carton of almond milk, and it's like insane. It's a really insane amount of water, and it's about sustainability and trying to make better choices for sustaining and improving things for the planet,
Yeah,
all
my hair
beings.
is like moving on that, or something's going on over here. I'm
Okay,
seeing a lot
thank
of
you.
smoothies and stuff too, which is fascinating. I'm seeing like a blender, and I'm hearing kind of like this is a way for the reduction of, like for a better way where you're getting more of the nutrients and things like that. So,
That's
um,
so funny that you saw a blender because like I'm also getting that like you can blend your own oat milk.
that's yeah, that's what I was like, what's with the blender,
Yeah,
dude?
they're saying you don't need to buy it. You're saying
Right?
you can take a few like tablespoons of oats in water, and you can add a little salt or a little vanilla essence if you'd like, and then just
I'm
blend
seeing
it
it.
and
I'm
strain
s-
it, and then you
mhm.
make oat milk. Okay, so there you go. We've
Um,
received
there,
a
I was gonna say,
recipe
there's
from the
your
Pleiadians.
your recipe from the Pleiadians. Oh, I
Thank you.
love. Thank
And thank
you.
you for lightening the mood slightly.
Yeah, I feel like I literally feel like I'm seeing Devin kind of lean back and like arms crossed and kind of like, whew, got through that one. Like
Oh
lightening
boy.
it up a bit.
Thank you so much. It's a really important transmission and we really appreciate it. Should we just have a quick look at the questions a second? And
Yeah, what time frame are we on?
um yeah, I
Because
think
I
we're
didn't expect them
pretty
to go into all that. That came out of left field, dude.
yes. Yeah, let's ask a couple of the questions on the list before we finish today. Um Okay, so we're coming to the end of May and going into June. Do you have any guidance on the frequencies on Earth for the month of June? Is there anything you can tell us?
That made me feel better. Did
Yes,
you
I'm
get
definitely getting a
anything?
better impression. I'm seeing like I saw like a guy wearing sunglasses like on a surfboard and like
I
just like
got
just a
yes.
whole like Beach Boys scene.
Yes. And I heard like lighter, 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 and I saw like white feathers, but I also saw like beachy and sun, and but I instantly, right after you said it, lighter, 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 and I was like, "Whew, thank you."
Yes. Okay, so things are going to feel a bit better in June. That's good.
That's good.
Um, yeah, they
Yeah.
said to connect to things that are fun, connect to your inner child, and
Yeah.
enjoy the summer sun if
Yeah.
you're in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely, I got that too. Kind of, I'm hearing like hobbies, like it's a great time, like hobbies, play, like lighten your load of sorts. As much as each
Yes.
person can. That may look differently. For some people, that may look like a 2-week vacation. For other people, that may just look like, hey, you know what? For this week, I'm gonna, not cook, or I'm gonna go out to my favorite restaurant, something to that effect. Of do what it is for you, like really like be intentional. It feels like, literally book this on the calendar for yourself. Don't let this kind of relaxing time pass you by. Like, make good use of it. And maybe if that's just scheduling a nap, I mean, it doesn't have to be something huge, but it definitely feels like make time for the fun and the hobbies, and
Yes.
bring
And
it
I'm also
down.
getting, try something new. Try something
Yep.
that's been on your bucket list that
Yep.
you've been meaning to do and
Yep.
quit putting off. I'm actually seeing like a guy on jet skis right now.
Yep.
If anyone's listening that has been wanting to try jet skiing, this is your prompt to try that in the month of June.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like water energy, like water sports.
Yes, I'm
I don't know
seeing a
what's
lot
up
of
with that.
water-related things,
Yeah. Like
which is great.
surfing and jet skis. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is jet ski. I'm seeing like, but what is that? Where I guess it is like a jet ski, but it's not like where you're skiing like behind a boat. It feels more like where you're on like a craft or something. But it has a lot of that watery energy to it.
Yes.
Go to the
Just
beach, people.
play, go play,
Go
basically.
play in the water. Maybe that I think that also has to do with the flow. That's what they're saying too. The water is about the flow, flowing with it as well. So flowing with the like letting the spontaneity occur as well, leading to fun. Okay, cool.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And I think we might be getting close to time, so maybe this might be a good place
Yeah.
for today. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the collective? They want to say that they are always here and
Hmm.
they're available.
Hmm. Yeah. And I heard like, though it may feel dark at times, there is always light. So keep that in mind. Um, there's always light. There's always light.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pleiadians.